Hello, good day, viewers. So let's start with the Neco 2024 essay questions for physics. So in the course of solving the problems, I will also show the marking scheme according to the examination body, which is Neco. So looking at this, we're going to start with question 1 of 17. So question 1 has question 1A, which says state the use of transformer in power transmission. So the use of transformer in power transmission is to step down or step up voltage. Okay. When you answer this correctly, you're going to get your half mark, meaning that question number 1AI carries half mark. Move on to the next one, which is question number 1AII. It says sketch a step down transformer. Okay, before we sketch this step down transformer, there is something candidates need to note. You need to note that the examiner is not after your artistic work. The examiner is not after how beautiful your transformer is looking, but just having a simple sketch with the correct information. The examiner is looking out for the number of turns you are having both at the primary and the secondary coil of the transformer. If they are correct, then your label, and also you have the correct labeling, you get your full marks. Okay, so let's sketch this step down transformer. A transformer has two coils. We have the primary coil and the secondary coil. The primary coil is at the left hand side. So what the examiner will be looking out for is the number of turns you are having at the primary and also the secondary coil. Note, the number of turns you have at the primary coil must be greater than the number of turns you're going to have at the secondary coil. Okay, so here we have the primary coil on the left hand side. So let's have about 5 turns here. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so you have to label correctly. So here is where we have the primary coil. Okay, so moving on to the right hand side is where we have the secondary coil. Remember, the turns you have at the primary coil must be greater than that of the secondary coil. So since we have 5 turns here at the secondary coil, we're going to have about 4 turns. So here, 1, 2, 3. So you also label this and indicates that this is where you have the secondary coil. So another thing you need to label in this transformer is what we call the soft iron core. So here we have the soft iron core. So if you do this correctly, the turns in the primary coil is showing that it is greater than that of the secondary coil. Here you have your half mark. Make sure you label correctly. This is the primary coil. Here's the secondary coil with lesser turns compared to the primary coil. You also have half mark. If you also label the soft iron core correctly, you also have another half mark. So what this means is that question 1AII carries 1.5 mark. Okay.